Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel and to another what I eat in a day. We're gonna have a really good day of food. I got so many goodies at Trader Joe's. I've been loving their stuff. First thing though is not from Trader Joe's. It's actually some Canadian coffee that I brought with me, and I wanted to recommend it to you if you have a ground coffee machine, because I haven't had one for years or really had a need for ground coffee, so I feel like I've never mentioned it. Because I really love my Nespresso, but here in this Airbnb I do not have it. I have this machine, which is actually pretty good, and so I'm gonna make a cup of Kicking Horse coffee. I like my coffee pretty strong, so I'm gonna load it up, and then we're gonna make some oatmeal. I'm going for a walk around Green Lake here in Seattle with one of my former colleagues who actually moved here. It's so serendipitous and so nice to see her, and I'm really looking forward to that because I've heard amazing things of Green Lake, and the weather while I've been here has been like amazing, so I'm really excited to do that, and then we'll come back and probably make some cozy comfort food together as the day goes on after that. Make some oatmeal, and I've had the other puck, I feel like that's the appropriate name for this shape of oatmeal from Trader Joe's. It's the steel cut oatmeal. It's literally a no-brainer because it has everything it needs in it. I thought it would need like some milk or some sugar or something. It really doesn't need very much. So I have to say, I felt kind of silly buying this because just buying oatmeal and making it isn't that hard, and you can do that in an Airbnb. But then you need to buy maple syrup and things like that. You could literally eat this plain and it would be good. Of course, I'm not going to because I'm me, so I'm gonna load it up with all of my favorite things and I'll show you what that is. But you know, for when you're busy and stuff, I actually do recommend this, even though I'm not normally a fan of kind of like pre-prepared cut corners food, because I feel like you end up spending a lot more money and getting lower quality usually, but this is kind of a good one. And my usual cream. All right, that is much better. So over here I have my microwaved oatmeal, and it looks like it's kind of watery at first because it sort of separates, but as you stir it, it's actually pretty creamy. It's just not super thick. You definitely could add some milk or cream or something like that to this, but I feel like that would just make it more liquidy. So I came up with this idea. It tastes amazing because it adds a little bit of tang that really enhances the natural nutty flavor of the oatmeal. So I told you guys in my Trader Joe's haul that I didn't know what I was gonna do with it. Like, oh no, like it might go to waste. Well, I think there's like another 2 spoons left, and then it is literally all gone, and I ate it all by myself. It tastes good on everything. I have some blueberries here that I've washed because it's kind of like the end of it, so I just washed it all. And a little bit more. All right. Oh my gosh, I hate when one of them has the stems. So that's what it looks like now. And then I do think this oatmeal is not super sweet. It's definitely not as sweet as I would have thought it would be as a pre-prepared product. Usually everything is very sweet. So I do like to top it with a little bit of Canadian maple syrup. And yes, I did bring my own. I know, I still think the one that they sell in Canada tastes better. So the Trader Joe's one is very good as well. You guys have to try the creme fraiche and oatmeal combination. It sounds odd, but because you have the sweetness from the maple syrup, it's just really good. It really balances it. So quick, so easy. I'm gonna drink my coffee, go for my walk with my friend, and I will see you guys when I get back. So I thought about it while I was walking, and I decided we're gonna now take it into full-on Alison Roman territory for the rest of this video. So I'm going to make a version of her anchovy pasta for lunch, which I've already actually eaten because you can see I have the leftover paste here. It's definitely like a thick, very super flavorful concentrated paste, and I made it as you're supposed to, like she does, finish with fresh herbs and with pasta water to thin it out, along with some olive oil the first time around, and I made it with mafaldine pasta. Now I have a little bit of leftover rigatoni, so I thought for a quick lunch, I don't usually have hot lunch, as you guys know. I always used to bring my soups to the office. Since I'm self-employed at the moment, why not have a hot lunch? So I'm gonna make myself a little bit of rigatoni. I felt like it needed a little extra something though the last time I made it. So what I'm going to do is chop up some fennel, and I'm going to cook it lightly in some olive oil with a little bit of spices just to kind of give it a little extra freshness. And then I'm still going to finish it with parsley like she does. I just felt like it kind of needed a vegetable as well, if I'm being honest. So that's what I'm going to make with this leftover anchovy and shallot paste. And the shallots are amazing, by the way. They really make the dish. The anchovies just kind of are salty, so it's very salty and like kind of a little bit sweet. So I think it needs something to round it off. I'm also considering doing a little bit of lemon juice or lemon zest in it as well. I feel like that would be good too. Something I just thought of as well to add a little bit of freshness. There's actually not a lot of fronds on this particular piece of fennel, but I'm going to chop this up and use it as a little bit of a topping, because why not? I feel like that's what proper chefs do. If you've never had fresh fennel, it's delicious in salads, especially with citrus, which is probably what I'll do with the other half. But it also changes and kind of becomes more complex if you cook it. It's really good. I will link this spice rack for you guys down below, just in case somehow someone else finds them in a life change where you no longer have spices, because I feel like everything in it is really, really fresh, and it comes with the spice rack, so it's kind of awesome. All right, I'm gonna finish it off with my fresh herbs. It's a mixture of the fennel fronds and some parsley. And now I'm gonna give it a taste. I love her recipe. I love her approach to food. I give her much kudos for encouraging people to try anchovies in recipes, because for those of you who've only had them like on pizza, it's kind of gross by itself if it's not your thing, but it does add a beautiful umami flavor to food recipes. The sauce definitely packs a punch with the caramelized shallots and the anchovies, and so it's nice to have a bit of brightness and lemoniness and almost a little bit of crunch as well from the fennel. Really like this combo, actually. Nice little indulgent lunch that I thought I would share with you guys. So I'm gonna head to my desk, eat this up, and I will see you guys a little bit later. I feel like I have literally walked a marathon today. I'm exhausted, but I want something warm and comforting and healthy after my delicious pasta lunch. So I'm going to make a version of Alison Roman's The Stew. And there are a lot of versions of it out there on the internet, so doing my own riff on it isn't anything too crazy or appalling, I don't think. But I'm excited about this version because I'm gonna bulk it up with these beautiful little fingerling potatoes that I got from Trader Joe's. It's a perfect amount as well. And instead of using 2 cans of chickpeas like she does, then I'm going to use 1 because it will be bulked up and thickened up well by the potatoes. The other big difference is instead of using chard or kale, I'm going to use broccoli rabe, which is my favorite vegetable of all time. If you've never tried it, you are very overdue. I usually put it in pasta, sometimes with some sausage, sometimes pancetta, but it's a bitter green, so I'm going to chop it up a little more finely than I usually would and add it at the end just so that it cooks through and, you know, is still bright green and not overcooked. And then the last modification that I'm making is actually unintentional, and I almost considered not making this for dinner, but I still wanted to. I'm going to use a combination of spices instead of the turmeric that she uses, simply because I just realized with horror that as much as I love that spice rack, it doesn't have turmeric in it. But it does have other very good spices, and one of them is my favorite, which is cardamom. I'm not going to use a lot of this because if you use too much, I feel like it's desserty, but a little hint is very nice. So the color of the stew, my stew, the Elle stew, won't be as beautiful as Alison's, but I think the flavors are going to be pretty awesome, and I think it's going to be neat to try something new because this isn't really like anything I've made before. So let's do it together. We have some chopping to do, classic onion, ginger, garlic action going on, and then we're gonna fry up the chickpeas just like she does. I'm gonna reserve some for the end, and then I'm gonna simmer those potatoes until tender, add my broccoli rabe, and we will be ready to sit down for dinner. One thing that I cannot live without, apparently, but never realized because I've always had one, is a microplane, because I use it for everything. Cheese, I'm going to use it for the ginger. She chops her ginger, which for me is just like such a no. Like, I don't want to do that, and I don't like having pieces of it in the food either. So I'm going to use the microplane for the ginger and the garlic. And yeah, I'm really happy to have one again. I've been making good use of Amazon's presence here in the city, and they're incredibly fast delivery, so I just got my microplane in today. So I tasted it for seasoning and I can confirm it is delicious. However, if we're gonna go with aesthetics, it is a fail because it doesn't have the beautiful yellow color of Alison Roman's because there's no turmeric. But I feel like this is an instance where we can put lipstick on a pig and make this look a lot more appealing with toppings. So these are the fried up chickpeas from the beginning. Then we're gonna do a little bit of creme fraiche, which is good on everything. And really is good on everything, even by itself. And then for a little extra spicy, she used chili flakes, but I have this really awesome chili onion crunch condiment from Trader Joe's that I got, and it's gonna add a little bit of nice red color as well from the oil. So I'm just kind of drizzling that around. And then I'm gonna do a generous amount of cilantro. It's so good, you guys. I really like it with the broccoli rabe. The chickpeas have a really good texture. I'm really happy for the addition of the potatoes because I think, to me, it takes it more from like soup territory to stew territory in terms of how full it's gonna keep me. And it also is a little bit of a corner cutting exercise in that the starch from the potatoes will thicken your stew much faster than if you're just waiting for the chickpeas to do so. Really good, easy, inexpensive, healthy dinner. This butter wine is the best Chardonnay except for one that I have ever tried. And I say except for one because that was a fancy bottle my friend Rachel, who is a wine expert, brought to my place years ago, and it was extremely buttery and creamy and not too oaky. And this one reminds me of that one. It's like a cheap version of that one in a good way. Refreshing. It's actually a really good combo. You guys, we have a Sammy in her wild habitat of the leopard barefoot dreams blanket, which is a big hit with both the cats, by the way. It's really been coming out of her shell, which makes me very happy. So when I was in Vancouver, my friend Carrie recommended this tea to me as a kind of sleep aid alternative to chamomile tea, which I've been drinking forever. So it actually has chamomile in it, but it also has passion flower. So it has a little bit of a different taste. And at first I wasn't sure if I liked it, but now I really do. It's kind of herbal. It's got a bit more of a kind of nutty, it's got a little bit more of a grassy taste than traditional chamomile does. And so I've been really enjoying the Trader Joe's peanut butter cups. I forgot how good they were, and I really like the mini versions. So I'm gonna eat one of these. I actually do think they're better than the Justin's ones, because the peanut butter inside is like super creamy and pretty salty in a good way. So yeah, this is basically my nighttime routine. I feel like I've done it a million different ways in my what I eat in a day videos, but it's always the same thing, some kind of tea and a little sweet treat, but mostly otherwise savory food. All right, well, with my new Seattle cup, I will cheers you. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next installment. Bye.